All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kohalor Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, and salutation to you, brothers, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. As you can see on the screen, this is a chart I just pulled up. It's a family tree of the Rothschild family. This is Lionel Rothschild. And then, his lineage, their family tree going up to 1977. But this video that I wanted to go into, is based off of Amalek. All right, when you go into the scriptures, Amalek is one of the sons of, as a matter of fact, he's a grandson of Esau. All right, and like the scriptures speak of in the book of Numbers, it's a prophecy of Amalek. He said, Amalek shall be the first of the nations, but the end he shall perish forever. Let me get that real quick. And as we as prophets, we prophesy against the nations, and particularly Amalek. I'm not gonna, well, you know who they are. Well, you should know who they are. They dwell over there in the land of the Western Asia over there, and right now they're at war with Hamas. And the crazy thing is, they use a justification and say that the people that they're fighting against over there, who are called the Palestinians, they say that they're Amalek. All right. When you go into it, let's go. I said I wanted to go into the book of Numbers. All right, this is Numbers 24 and 20. It says, and when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. All right, so their latter end is that they're going to perish forever. And there's a reason why they're going to perish forever. And in this video, I'm going to get into a few precepts of the common denominator. All right, when the children of Israel, when the Most High punished the children of Israel for worshiping and sacrificing to the gods of the other nations, he would raise up nations to come against Israel. And who would be in the midst? All right, who would be with these nations? All right, you guessed it, Amalek. Now let's go to one of the scriptures that King David, or it was a Psalm of Asaph. All right, we go into it of how they have taken crafty counsel, like it says right here, and it gives a list of the nations. Okay, and Amalek is a part of the nations. And you can see when you go into the history of Amalek being with the nations to take Israel and put Israel in subjection under these different rulers that came up against Israel, and they were Confederate. All right, they were a nation. They were with nations that came up against Israel. So this is Psalm 83, and I'll start at 2. It says, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. All right, and they hate us. All right, you can believe it. Amalek, they hate you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, to the point where they set a policy. All right, and it's a policy to keep you in your place. All right. And they're crafty. All right, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. All right, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. All right, it says, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom. So Edom is first. All right, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon, and Amalek. All right, so there goes Amalek. All right, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. All right. So all the nations, all right, are in one consent, one confederacy to keep us from being a nation. All right. To keep us being, to keep us from knowing who we are as a people. Because as long as we're in the state that we're in, they're going to be able to rule. All right, but that's why we give all glory and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for giving us Yahweh Shai, the hope and the faith, okay, of believing upon Yahweh Shai to be delivered, all right, in the times that we coming into. For he's our only hope, all right. He's given us there's something called the law of faith, that if we believe in Yahweh Shai, all right, and do what Yahweh Shai told us to do, that we have hopes to be delivered in these coming times. All right, I want to get into, matter of fact, let me go to Job 30 real quick. All right, this is their beginnings. All right, it's talking about Esau, Edom, but also Esau, Edom. All right, but amongst Edom, okay, you have Amalek. All right, don't get it twisted. They're one and the same. All right, it says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Okay, because these are, like the scriptures say, children of base men. All right, it says, yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former time desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the clefts of the rocks, Shalakia, to dwell in the clefts of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. All right, that's why they call themselves Caucasians. All right, because that's where they come from. They come from Mount Seir. All right, Mount Seir is synonymous with Edom in the scriptures. All right, and the Lord prophesied against Mount Seir. All right, it says, among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And now am I their song, yea, I am their byword. So now these devils that come from these beginnings, all right, of want and famine, dwelling in the clefts of the valleys, all right, and that's what Amalek, when you look up Amalek, all right, it means dweller in the valley. Let's get that real quick. I'm gonna go into it was Exodus 19. All right, let me go to Exodus. Let me go to Exodus 17 real quick. All right, and this is one reason why Amalek is going to be there's going to be a great judgment upon Amalek. All right, so when you read, I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but when you read the book of Exodus 17, there was a war with Amalek. All right, there was a war with Amalek, and Israel won the war. All right, Joshua discomforted Amalek. I'm gonna start right here, Exodus 17 and 13. And Joshua discomforted Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nisi. For he said, because the Lord have sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So that's why these devils will never have peace. And the Lord said he's going to have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Now let me go to the book of let me go into Amalek. Like I said, there you go right there. Amalek. All right, it says dweller in a valley. All right, so I mean that's where they came from. All right, they came from the valleys and the clefts of the rocks. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm writing something down. Amalek is dweller in a valley, and that the power Yahweh is going to have war from them from generation to generation. All right, and then you go to Deuteronomy, the 25th chapter. Deuteronomy, the 25th chapter. You go to the book of Deuteronomy 25 and 17. And it says, remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt. All right, so, the history between Israel and Amalek, it's a long running history. All right, it goes even back during the time of the children of Israel coming up out of Egypt. All right, and look what it says. It says, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not the Most High. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy power have given thee rest from all thy enemies round about, in the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee for inheritance, which that's the actual land of Israel, all right, which we don't possess it right now, but soon to come we will possess it. So when the Lord gives us rest from our enemies, all the other nations that are round about us, all right, it says, for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, thou shalt not forget it. That's why there was a memorial, all right, that I read in Exodus the 17th chapter. All right, so Amalek is going to pay for their crimes, basically. Now let's go into the book of Judges. So I was reading the book of Judges the other day, and that's what inspired me to do this video, because there was numerous occasions where you had the other nations that would come up against Israel because of them transgressing the law, statutes, and commandments in the land. The Lord would bring the other nations. He would use the other nations, all right, to take down Israel. And Amalek, okay, was with them. All right. This is Judges 3. I'm going to start at 10. It says, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon him. It says, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he judged Israel and went out to war. And the Lord delivered Cushan Rithshethaim, king of Mesopotamia, into his hands, and his hand prevailed against Cushan Rithshethaim. And the land had rest 40 years, and Othniel, the son of Kenaz, died. All right, so the Lord delivered, and this is a common theme in the book of Judges. All right, the Lord would give Israel rest from their enemies. A generation would come, and they'd worship the gods of the other nations, and then the Lord would raise up another nation to take Israel down, and then the Most High would raise up a judge. All right, well, Israel will cry to the Lord will raise up a judge and deliver the children of Israel by that judge. All right, then another generation would come behind. All right, they would worship the other gods around the other other nations, and then the Most High will raise up, okay, another king of another nation. Israel will serve captivity under that nation, and it just was a perpetual cycle. All right. But it says, and the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord strengthened Eglon, the king of Moab, against Israel, because they had done evil in the sight of the Lord. So they would do evil in the sight of the Lord. All right. And he gathered unto him the children of Ammon, and Amalek. All right. So Eglon, which was a Moabite king, gathered the children, and you know, Moabites is so-called Chinese today. All right, which in that time in Western Asia, they were round about. They had lots round about the nation of Israel. Okay, so Eglon was the king of Moab, and Eglon had allies, which his allies were Ammon, which was the so-called Japanese. All right, what you call them Japanese, and Amalek. Okay, which is a tribe of Edomites. Okay, and went and smote Israel and possessed the city of palm trees. All right. So not only was it the Moabites that came up against Israel, you had Ammon and Amalek, all right, that came up against Israel. And like it says, and possessed the city of palm trees, so the children of Israel served Eglon, the king of Moab, 18 years. All right. So Amalek helped take down the children of Israel, all right, by serving Eglon, the king of Moab. All right. And you have another one. Okay, you have another account. You got another account in Slovakia. Got another account in the with the Midianites. All right, so this should be Judges. Give me 1 second. In Judges 7. This is Judges chapter 7. Let me go to about let me start at 10. Or yeah, this is Judges 7. And let's start at 6. I'm gonna read down. Let me start at 7. It says, and the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thy hand, and let all the other people go every man unto his place. So the people took victuals in their hand and their trumpets, and he sent all the rest of Israel, every man unto his tent, and retained those 300 men. And the host of Midian was beneath him in the valley. And it came to pass the same night that the Lord said unto him, arise, get thee down unto the host, for I have delivered it into thy hand. And if thou fear to go down, go thou with Purah thy servant down to the host, and thou shalt hear what they say, and afterward shall thy hand be strengthened to go down unto the host. Then went he down with Purah his servant unto the outside of the armed men that were in the host, and the Midianites and the Amalekites, all right, there they go, and the Amalekites again, and all the children of the east lay along in the valley like grasshoppers for multitude, and their camels were without number, as the sand by the seaside for the multitude. And Gideon, when he was come, behold, there was a man that told a dream unto his fellow, and said, Behold, I dreamed a dream, and lo, a cake of barley bread tumbled into the host of Midian, and came unto a tent, and smote it, that it fell, and overturned it, that the tent lay along. And his fellows answered and said, This is nothing else save the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash, a man of Israel, for into his hand have Yahweh delivered Midian and all the hosts. So in that time, you had Amalek with the Midianites, but the Lord was going to smote, okay, that host, all right, that was by the sword of Gideon. All right, and you can keep on reading, you have that. But you know, the correlation is that, matter of fact, when you go here early in the chapter, you should see Amalek. Yeah, this is what I really should have read, because the Amalek, okay, Esau too, Edom too, would always all right, be with the other nations to take down the nation of Israel. All right. It says, and the children of Israel did evil in the sight. This is Judges 6:1. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord delivered them into the hand of Midian 7 years. And the hand of Midian prevailed against Israel. And because of the Midianites, the children of Israel made them the dens, which are in the mountains, in caves, and strongholds. And so it was when Israel had sown, that the Midianites came up, and the Amalekites and the children of the east, even them, came up against them. See? So going back to Psalm 83, you know, Amalek was a part of that confederacy, all right, with the other nations. Esau was at the top, all right, Genesis 36. Genesis 36. Now these are the generations. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. All right. It says Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Ada, the daughter of Elon, the Hittite, because Esau, his pigmentation was taken away, or his pigmentation, he wanted to going back to Cain. Going back to Cain, when the Lord cursed him, gave him the curse of Cain, that was his pigmentation. Okay, he married the Canaanite woman. All right, he went into the Canaanite woman. All right. It says Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Ada, the daughter of Elon, the Hittite, and Aholabama, the daughter of Anah, daughter of Zeboam, the Hivite, and Bashemeth, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nebajoth. So he took them daughters of Ishmael. And Ada bare Esau Eliphaz, and it says Esau Eliphaz, and Bashemeth bare Ruel, and Eholabama bare Jeush, and Ja'alam, and Korah. These are the sons of Esau, which were born unto him in the land of Canaan. All right. It says, let me jump down real quick. Genesis 36:8, it says, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, the son of Ada, the wife of Esau; Ruel, the son of Bashemath, the wife of Esau. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zipho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, all right? So the son of and Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare Eliphaz Amalek. Okay, so Eliphaz, all right, was the son of Esau. All right, there you go, right there in verse 4. But Eliphaz was the son of Esau. Amalek is Esau's grandson. All right, Amalek is Esau's grandson. All right. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and he was born of a concubine, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Ada, Esau's wife. All right. Now, oh yeah, there's another thing that I wanted to say, that when you look into Eliphaz, when you look up Eliphaz, if I'm not mistaken, it means my God is gold. Yeah, my God is gold. And when you look up Eliphaz, all right. Oh yeah, Eliphaz. Yeah, my God is fine gold, or my God is gold. Yup. But I'm gonna leave the video here. The what is the correlation, or what is the common denominator? All right. Amalek. Okay, Esau is Confederate. All right, with these other nations. All right, so I just wanted to throw this video up. Give all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Until the next video, shalom.